finger style, you can create a whole band. The greatest guys can create a band. You can have your bass line going, your melody, and the singing on top. You can just, it brings it all together to really, you know, an all-round act just from one guy. But it wasn't until I really started singing. When I was about 21, I had a bit of a musical epiphany and I started writing lyrics, and I kind of realized I could sing lead as opposed to sing in harmony. And the guitar, I mean, I don't know if it's out of necessity or just, it's the most enjoyable way to write for me, because you get to sit at home, you have this beautiful instrument, and you can just make lots of music, as opposed to with a bass, you need people to play with.
There's peace and love and a newfound budding freedom on the horizon. 50
Definitely alternate tunings. That's something that I'm really into. Just something about when you tune a guitar to a particular tuning, it creates a vibe, creates a feeling first off, and you're just experimenting with it. You don't really know where the chords are, and you have to find them, and then you just stumble across some lovely riff, and then that's just, it's like magic. I mean, I went to music college and I've studied harmony, you know, jazz harmony, and when it comes to playing music with other people, I mean, it's invaluable to know that kind of stuff, to be able to, you know how harmony works, you can get in, you can read music, you can play it. But when writing songs, there's something really magical about just tuning guitar to some random tuning, hitting a few chords, and all of a sudden you've just got a new sound, a new song. You take it from there, as opposed to maybe sitting at a piano and just working out chords that way. So alternate tunings, I think, are kind of where it all starts for me.
There's so much music in the air, and the Hemingway props up the bar. He's really quite a scream down at the Floridita. Those chicas are so fine you won't believe, and the Romeo and Juliet.
Well, most of the time, there are a few anomalies, but most of the time I'm sitting with my guitar and I'm just looking for something new, just a new vibe, something to just, you know, to jam out. And that's, I mean, for me, that's the best part. You sit at home and you come up with, I mean, this tuning, Brooklyn tuning, I've tried to write lots of different songs in this tuning, and I had different bits, and I mean, it's funny, you have a tuning for a long time and you might write a song in it for years. But I like, for instance, I just had this riff. And I was just playing that round for maybe a week or something, and my bass player was staying with me at the time, and he was like, "Oh man, I love that riff, it's great," you know. I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And I was like, "Ooh, I don't know how to come up with a chorus," and so I came up with a chorus that was kind of like, it's like, "All right, okay, you can go to that." And it seemed to me like it was kind of a bit safe. It was like, that sounds nice. It's got the low D, and that's fine. And then I was like, no, I'm going to try and get something different. And I had this tiny little riff that I came up with ages ago in the same tuning, which was just that sound. And I was like, I wonder, can I somehow stick the two of them together? And then I was playing around with this for a while, and I came up with this chord sequence.
Just too damn expensive. And who's got the cash to walk out their front door? Oh, but the future.
I kind of only really decided that I'm going to take me and my guitar as a songwriter, what I'm really going to do over the last few months, because I mean, I'm very fortunate to be able to play bass with a lot of great musicians in Dublin, and you know, I play in cover bands and I make my living that way. And I've always written songs, and I've always had a kind of a split personality between being the bass player in the band, and I mean singing and playing bass as well, and then kind of, you know, the softer side of playing acoustic music and, you know, singing about your feelings and that kind of thing. But the evolution is that for me now is that I feel I've got the repertoire to put on a good show. Whereas I may have some nice finger style country songs. I've now got some like groove influence stuff. So maybe some African rhythms influencing some new songs, Cuban rhythms influencing a few songs, and I feel that the dynamic of a show is very important. And I'm glad I'm going to make an album this year. I'm glad I didn't make it before now. I mean, I had a lot of good songs, but I think for me there wasn't enough variation in it. And I think it's very important because you're trying to entertain a crowd. You need to have a really mixed bag of emotions. So you need to have, you know, your somber songs, maybe your sad songs, your happy songs, but then like funny songs, you know, trying to bring humor into the set, having a few funny songs in there to kind of get the crowd laughing, make people, you know, go up, and then you can hit them with maybe, you know, your saddest song that's going to be the tearjerker. Yes,